Let's jump right into this explainer. You know that weekly grocery run you do? Well, every single dollar you spend is basically a tiny drop in one of the most staggering oceans of wealth on the planet. Today, we're mapping out the global grocery industry. We're looking at the massive businesses that literally feed the world, starting from a modest, and I use that term lightly, $7 billion in revenue, all the way up to an unbelievable global behemoth that completely redefines what retail wealth even looks like. To wrap our heads around this, we're going to tackle this massive list by climbing through 4 distinct wealth tiers. We've got entering the billions club, the mid-tier powerhouses, approaching the 100 billion mark, and finally, the global retail titans.
All right, Section 1, entering the billions club. We're starting at the foundation of the top 50, where regional dominance is absolutely the name of the game. What's fascinating here is how a really tight geographic focus pays off. You've got Israel's Shul and South Africa's Pick and Pay anchoring the foundation at $7 billion. How? By building unshakable loyalty right in their home markets. Just a bit higher, Maxima Group dominates the Baltics at $9 billion, while Lulu Hypermarket leverages the UAE as its home base to clear $10 billion through massive international hyperstore operations. The secret here? They don't need to conquer the globe. They just need to absolutely conquer their neighborhood. But before we climb any higher, we really need to talk about a massive, kind of unconventional driver of wealth on this list, and that's cooperative ownership. Basically, by prioritizing member collaboration over pure corporate profit, these companies pass savings directly to the consumer. And let me tell you, this model scales incredibly well. It powers huge groups like Singapore's NTUC FairPrice, pulling in close to $9 billion, and Finland's S Group, which generates almost $15 billion through its nationwide coverage. It just goes to show that turning your back on the traditional corporate structure can still generate some truly unbelievable retail wealth. Now, as we push past the $14 billion mark with powerhouses like Southern Africa's ShopRite Holdings, you'll start to notice these highly targeted models emerging. Take Germany's Metro AG. They secure $20 billion by literally turning their backs on the everyday shopper to cater strictly to wholesale business customers. Meanwhile, Turkey's BIM stores strips away all the frills for a razor-sharp low-cost strategy, earning them $22 billion. And then there's Russia's Magnet, posting around $29 billion by supporting thousands of localized, discount-focused neighborhood stores. So the big takeaway, hyperspecificity scales beautifully. Moving on to Section 2. The mid-tier powerhouses. Now we're stepping into the realm of the $30 to $60 billion giants. Okay, so at this level, you aren't just a player anymore. You are a foundational pillar of how an entire nation eats. Look at Australia's Coles Group. They've built this massive duopoly worth $31 billion. India's Reliance Retail weaves its way into daily life to hit $33 billion. Over in the UK, Asda feeds millions to reach $35 billion, while Spain's Mercadona effectively feeds the whole country to the tune of $41 billion. To play in this bracket, you literally have to capture the cultural appetite of your country. But listen, these massive revenues aren't an accident. They're fueled by some highly evolved tactics. For example, France's Cooperative U leverages independent retailer collaboration, while Reliance Retail is just rapidly expanding through massive digital commerce integration. Mercadona streamlines everything by pushing their own efficiency-driven private label products. And then there's US-based Publix, which supercharges its customer service through a highly profitable employee-owned model. I mean, think about it. When your employees literally own the profits, operational efficiency naturally skyrockets. And this perfectly illustrates the absolute ceiling of our mid-tier section. We've got Publix sitting at a massive $60 billion. Japan's Aeon Group is right on their heels at $62 billion, operating not just supermarkets, but integrating entire malls and financial services. But it's Germany's Railway Group that tops out this whole bracket at nearly $68 billion, supported really heavily by their cooperative retail and a huge network of discount chains. That's the limit right there before we cross into mega corporation territory. Which brings us to Section 3, approaching $100 billion. We are officially in the major leagues now, and the numbers are about to get truly dizzying. To even approach $100 billion, you kind of have to stop being just a grocery store and become a full-blown international supply chain. Japan's 7 & I Holdings leverages the inescapable global footprint of 7-Eleven to hit $73 billion. Germany's Edeka Group marshals all these independent operators to reach $81 billion. Tesco relentlessly protects its UK domestic front while expanding internationally to reach $89 billion. And France's Carrefour, they operate these massive worldwide hypermarkets to cross $94 billion. The sheer logistical orchestration required to maintain this pace is just mind-blowing. All right, crossing into the 12-digit threshold, $112 billion. Here we find the Netherlands Ahold Delhaize. To generate that kind of cash, they're actively managing major household name European and American grocery brands all under one incredibly vast corporate umbrella. Jumping to a staggering $135 billion sits Germany's Aldi. And their secret is honestly fascinating. They haven't built these sprawling supercenters. Instead, they completely redefined discount supermarkets across global markets. They proved, without a doubt, that a streamlined, no-frills, discount-heavy approach can absolutely dominate on a worldwide scale. Next up is the United States Kroger, at an unbelievable $147 billion. Kroger has masterfully blended its traditional grocery roots with this rapid digital retail growth. They recognized pretty early on that the future of groceries isn't just navigating a physical aisle, it's optimizing the digital cart. And honestly, the revenue absolutely reflects that successful pivot. Welcome to Section 4, the Global Retail Titans. Brace yourselves because the exponential revenue curve at the very top of this list is staggering. We have left the billions club far behind. We're looking at the untouchables now. Taking the bronze medal on our global list is Germany's Schwarz Group, generating a massive $189 billion annually. Now, if you're wondering who they are, they're the powerhouse owners of the hugely popular Lidl and Kaufland chains. $189 billion, just for mastering the European and international grocery game. But to grab that second place spot, Costco Wholesale makes an incredible, almost unbelievable leap to $275 billion. Seriously, just think about that for a second. That is nearly a $100 billion gap between third and second place alone. Just wild. And sitting completely unchallenged at number 1 is Walmart. Headquartered in the US, Walmart dominates globally with a jaw-dropping revenue approaching $681 billion. Let that sink in for a moment. $681 billion. There's just no one else even close. What's really interesting here is that the battle for the top is a clash of entirely different philosophies. Costco generates its $275 billion almost entirely by forcing you to buy a membership just to walk through the door, and in return, they offer bulk goods at razor-thin margins. Conversely, Walmart leverages this unprecedented, frankly inescapable global scale across every format imaginable. We're talking supercenters, neighborhood markets, massive digital commerce, the whole shebang, all to relentlessly drive prices down and push volume up to the absolute limit. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this thought to ponder. When you look at that massive canyon-like gap between Costco at $275 billion and Walmart sitting at a monolithic $681 billion, is there any retail strategy on Earth that can eventually catch up? I mean, will a highly tuned discount strategy or a deeply loyal regional cooperative ever be able to topple a $681 billion global giant? It's a fascinating question, and for sure, one we'll be watching closely in the years to come. Thanks for learning with me today, and keep asking the big questions.